Well, good evening, everyone. I hope everyone's doing well as this video meets your ear. I just wanted to hop on here really quick and talk a little bit about overgiving. I just had, I wouldn't even call it an interesting experience. What I can say is I just met a lady and I noticed that she had something going on the right side of her body. And so I just can't help myself. I don't want to be nosy, and I'm not, because it's like only for your benefit, right? It's not like I'm going to go, I guess I am going to talk about it, but I just want to let you guys know in order to inform you about this whole giving and receiving thing, man. I mean, if it's not balanced, right? It's like you got your right hand, that's your giving hand. You got your left hand, that's your receiving side. And in between the two, what? It's your heart space. And so when there's a balance of giving and receiving, then you have a balance within the heart space. And when you have a balance within your heart space, you're able to live from this space, right? And your heart is the center, but above the heart is your higher self, and below the heart is your lower self. And so sometimes when this overgiving or undergiving is taking place, it not only creates an imbalance in the heart space, but it also creates an imbalance in your lower self, and it could also be in your higher self, but I think a lot of times it creates a balance in your lower self and of course in your heart space. But either way, I met this lady and I knew what she had going on because I could see what she had going on in her body. And the body is the subconscious mind. And so your body is going to tell you what it is that you need to address in the physical. I mean, what you need to address energetically, usually emotionally, but emotionally, spiritually, the things we can't see, right? And so I was like, well, you know what your right side is, right? And she's like, what is it? I said, that's your giving side. Are you over giving? And she was like, yes. And I said, well, I feel like you were over giving for a while, and that's why you physically got to a place where your right side was like, literally paralyzed. I can't give no more. And what I noticed is that she was still trying to give. I mean, this is within, I probably was there for about an hour and a half, and I gave her Reiki and everything. So with all this being said, it's like we are the cause of our own disease. And I feel like sometimes when people are trying to come to a place of balance, the easiest thing to do is really to assess what are on your scales right now. What's weighing on you? And whatever is weighing on you the most is that holding space, is that space that's being held by that weight for that weight, if that makes sense. It's like, is that weight, that's that space that's being held for whatever, it could be something small but carry a lot of weight. Is that relevant to your higher self, to your greatest and highest good? And your greatest and highest good isn't necessarily getting that job or getting that house or having that man. Your greatest and highest good is more so the love that you have for yourself. Evolving that part of yourself so that the things outside of you that come to you are at a higher vibration, because the love that you have for yourself is at a higher vibration, and love is the highest vibration. Another thing, what I've noticed too, is that people are like loving, and it's not even that I just noticed it either, but it's been for a long time. People be loving conditionally, and then you have the unconditional love. And I've been having this interaction that is really showing me what my love looks like. And it's an unconditional love. And I say that because, one, I'm not in a relationship with this person. I'm not intimate with this person, but I hold space for this person because there's something in my heart that makes me feel like I feel like I need to be here right now. And with, I guess, I mean, I'm not going to say I'm not attracted because he looks good, but at the same time, I just know that we're not on the same page, right? I'm holding space for him, regardless of the attraction that's there, regardless of whatever the possibilities, me being single and being celibate, it's like, oh, a man's in my life, da, da, da. But it's not about that. I think if anything, it's more so having like this love for a friend. And I know that there's this thing about, having male friends and having female friends. And, there's always this, oh, there might be something that's lingering in the background, or there's a possibility, or, he's your friend because, maybe he wants to, no. I feel like it really doesn't matter because that can come and go. I would say also, too, that the way that I feel right now, and me observing how I feel and relating that to my inner child trauma and things like that, I felt like I needed to suppress the way that I love if I am not receiving something in return. And it's okay to love the divine masculine with nothing in return. I think if anything, it's important to have boundaries for yourself so that they're not, in the boundary, the easiest boundaries, don't have sex, right? Don't engage in that energy or the energy that leads up to that if you know that that's, you ain't trying to take it there. And the only reason you're not trying to take it there is because it's not meeting your standard, right? So it's been really, really interesting. Sometimes I feel as if I have like too high of standards, but then at the same time, I don't feel like I have too high of standards. If anything, I'm setting the standard for people. And that's what I've told this guy. I was like, I feel like you should look at me as a standard because you're telling me about all these women, and it's like, I need you to take a look at what you have in front of you. And even if it isn't me for you, I should be a standard, right? Because it's always going to be something. And I feel like you're always going to be attracted to the trauma because you haven't healed from it. And once you've healed from it, you're not going to be attracted to the trauma anymore. Therefore, you're going to love yourself more. And so therefore, you're going to receive a higher vibration of love. And when it comes to you, you're going to know what it looks like. And the only reason I say this is because I haven't just been talking to one person. I've actually been talking to two people. And the second guy, he just puts all his eggs in one basket. And he just really likes me. And he sends me gifts. And I don't even ask for them, but I'm grateful, right? And then part of me wants to put them in a box and just wait and make sure and see what happens. But what I love is that today I received a poem in the mail, and he told me that even if I'm not ready, he will be my flight, my standby flight. And I was like, you are so fucking cute. This is so cute. But I could see myself running away from love and running into the rejection and the abandonment. And I wouldn't say necessarily that I'm abandoned by this first person, but I can say that it kind of was like a little sting when I was like, oh shit, oh yeah, you're not really in a situation to be in a relationship, and I really can't be mad if you fucking somebody else because you're just trying to get your rocks off, and I get that, and you live in a different place. But I don't know, for me, I've been celibate, and yeah, and this other guy is legit choosing me, and I'm kind of scared. My inner child's like, oh, let's just take it really, really slow. But with all these things that I'm saying, going back to my original topic, it's like me having this balance between the give and the receive. I feel like it's a balance between the masculine and the feminine. And I know when I need to put in work, and I know when I need to sit back and fall back and just, do this. But yeah, I felt like that was something that I needed to share. Maybe it's something that will resonate with somebody out there, and you might find my insight or just my perspective on things or my story inspiring. Or you just might find some little clues in there for your own self to make you feel better, or make you be better, or make you change your thought process, tweak it a little bit, But going back to the lady though, I feel like we have to start really paying attention to our bodies, you guys. Paying attention to your body and really paying attention to what hurts and what it's like, okay, not even just what hurts. Do you keep bumping something? Do you got a rash somewhere? All these things are relevant. And within your 7 chakras, each of those chakras are governing different aspects of your life. And you also have organs that are governed by each of these chakras as well. And so when there are blockages within your chakras, you will notice that the corresponding body parts or the corresponding aspects of your life will be affected in I'm not going to say in a negative way, but you're going to notice that things are getting a little rocky and a little bit negative. I'm not going to lie. No sugarcoating. But yeah, I also feel like part of the reason why I feel like this is relevant is because a lot of people are going through root chakra shit. And that's your safety, your stability, and your security. And with this whole planet Nibiru going by, having this massive awakening, the whole COVID thing, all of this, people are now being uprooted like a plant and being repotted into their true self. And so a lot of people have built a foundation built on fallacies, unfortunately, however that may look in your life. And it's causing people to feel unstable because it's an inevitable change that nobody can really run from. And it's just time to balance out the root. So going into another subject, yesterday I did a yoni steam for myself, and I steamed with a blend of herbs, but one of the ones was hibiscus, and hibiscus is amazing for the root chakra. It's amazing for nourishing the blood. It's amazing for kidneys, which are one of the organs that corresponds with your root chakra. These are next to your adrenals, which are responsible for releasing cortisol, your stress hormone. And so with that, steaming one is amazing. If you don't know about it, you can look it up. I have information on my website at bloominglotusenergy.com. It can be done for men or women, but there's more information on my website, like I said. So go check it out. Also, to rooting yourself, grounding yourself with no shoes on, going out into the forest, hugging a tree. Even if you don't want to hug the tree, lay up against a tree and read a book. I would also say be around plants, be around nature. That's really big. I also, if you're into crystals, I would say carry a red or black crystal Jasper is very powerful. I love red jasper. It's great for the root chakra. You also have tourmaline, black obsidian. Yeah, different ones, but those are the three that I like. I just heard something. Nobody's in here but me. So yeah, that for the root chakra. What else? Getting ready to do a pop-up on Sunday, and one of the things that I'm bringing is Palo Santo. Palo Santo is a holy wood. Wood comes from the trees. Trees are the most grounded beings on earth, and so Palo Santo is very good for grounding as well. And so those are just some of my recommendations going through this change. Pluto is in the shadow of going into Aquarius for the first time this year, before it goes permanently next year, for, well, not permanently, but for a few years. I want to say until like 43 or something like that. But yeah, so things are getting rocky, and you can look at it however you like, but I'm letting you know right now, motherfuckers is having root chakra issues, and so those things will help. Drink tea, go in nature, use Palo Santo. There's also other herbs that are good for grounding you as well. I would go to a root or go to some type of bark. All has to do with the tree, going down into the earth, grounding, right? What else? I don't know. I feel like that's all I have to say. Getting ready to, do a little nightcap. And yeah, thanks for listening, you guys. I hope you got something from it. And until next time, Shaba.